Welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to be looking at Pythagora. Pythagora is a plugin for Visual Studio Code, and we're just going to take a look at it and try to build a simple to-do app. So to learn more about Pythagora, you can go to the website, pythagora.ai. And when you go here, like I'll refresh the page, you'll have to sign up and get early access. So you just fill out this form and it will uh, you'll be emailed the access to it. It took a couple weeks actually for me to get access to this, but I have it now, and I know they have a new update. I don't know if it's going to work because I had tried it and it didn't work, but we'll see. It is an extension for VS Code, so you will need Visual Studio Code installed, and you can go to Visual Studio Code to install that. You also need to have Node.js or Node installed on your system. You also need to have Python. It is an application that runs in Python, and it uses MongoDB, so you'll need to make sure you have MongoDB installed. And so I've created a folder here, so I'm just going to create a blank folder. We'll call this to-dos, and I'm just going to open this up in Visual Studio Code. And I created a folder here because I'm going to put the application, the Pythagora application here. So what we'll do to start with is we'll go over here to the extensions. So we'll click these little squares, extensions here, and then we'll just search for Pythagora. So P-Y-T-H. You start spelling it, and it'll give you the results. Pythagora. Here we go. Now their GPT pilot beta was their old extension, and so it's deprecated. They no longer use this, so don't install this one. You'll want to install this right here, this early access Pythagora. So we'll go ahead and install this, and now it's installed. Once you install it, you'll have this little Pythagora icon here. So now we can click this right here and give it a minute to open up. Here we go. So now it's got to install this right here. So I've already selected where it installs, so it should be installing it right in my folder over here. So let's go to my folder right here. So yeah, so it's installing the core application. Again, this is a Python application that it runs, so you will need that. And to find out what version, so if we want to say, hey, what version of Node.js do I have, just type node-version, and you can see that I've got 18 installed. You will have to have at least 16 or higher. For Python, you'll just type in Python, as soon as I remember to spell, Python 3 and --version. And we'll see that I've got 3.13. You need at least 3.9 installed. And for MongoDB, we'll go Mongo, and I'm blanking out. Is it sh -version? Okay. And so I've got 2.3, and it really doesn't matter the version of Mongo, but you can just see that you have Mongo installed. And again, let me click this icon again here because it opens up the chat. So if you're like, how do I install Mongo? You can actually go in here and chat with this and say, how do I install Mongo DB on a Mac, with an M1 processor, or just an M1 chip. And you can submit that, and it'll answer that. So to install it, it gives you the direction. So if you're confused about any of this, you can go to the website, these websites here, and read more about it, or you can chat with it, and it'll walk you through on what to do here. So, and so to create an app, I'll just close that terminal out, and we'll just click on Create New App, and let's see if this works. And so when I've tried this with this version, there we go. So what do you want to, so it's working, so that's great. And so right now it only, I love this other, coming soon. So the only thing we can build is a Node.js application. So I'll click that right there. And we'll just say, please build a to-do web app. All right. And let's just see what it does with that. And so Git is not initialized for this project. We like to initiate. So basically, it will go into the terminal itself and do Git init. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll let it generate the code for this, obviously. But I will go ahead and push this code to GitHub, and I'll provide a link in the description with that. So we'll go ahead and click yes. And let's see. So let's see, initialize the empty Git repository. Okay, so using master, so we're using master for the branch, and default branch name. Hint is subject to change, so sometimes it'll change to main, and or you can change it whatever you want. I mean, so which will press the warning. So get config global init branch. So okay, so master instead of our. So yeah, names commonly chosen are master and main, or trunk and development. I mean, just depending on what your preference is. So get branch -m, get init. This is always good to have, especially for your .env files and any files that doesn't need to be pushed up to the to your GitHub account repo. So master init files changed 31 insertion, so that's done, and it created a git ignore. So please describe the app you want to build. I would like, let's say, please create, and I think I messed up because I think earlier that was supposed to be the name of the app, and I typed in please create a let's see, let me go over here and see what we got here. Please, yeah, so that's hilarious. I'm going to go back and start over because I don't want the name of this to be that. So let's go back here. I'm going to just delete this, and we'll go back here to Python or Pythagora, and I'm going to just create this again. Click this again. So we'll see what it does. Okay, so Node.js, and so we'll call this code or coding. What's the name of my channel? Coding AI to-do app. There we go. I'll click send. Okay, so now we got that, and yes, we'll go ahead and go through all that again. Okay, now we'll describe the app. Please create a simple to-do app. I'll say web application. And let's say with, what would we like? With local, I'll say local storage. All right, let's see what it does with that. Keep it simple. Keep it vague enough where it can be creative. We'll see what its default system is. And as with most of these AIs, you could run the exact same command different times, and you could get a different app built or different code built for that. So it really depends. The more precise you are, the better control you have over what it's building. But a lot of times, if you keep it vague, it'll based on its training, it'll create the most common built application, or maybe through its training the most liked application that's been built. So because basically it's just trying to predict the next word. I mean, that's how a large language model works, and or really the next character. But so after it's been trained on billions and billions of parameters, it's able to do these amazing things that it does. While it's building this, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video, and I will be right back. All right, it looks like it's created something here. So you got some warnings. It didn't, nothing major, nothing too important, it looks like. Implementing files. So do you want to change anything or report a bug? Keep in mind that currently only front end is implemented. Okay, so let's see. Now, let's see. So do you want to change anything? So currently, this is what popped up. It's a blank app. So I'm just going to restart the app and see if it Chrome is being controlled by it. So it's going to say all I see is a blank page. Oops. Is this going to let me submit that? Let's look at the file structure and what it's created here. Okay, so let's see if it was able to fix that. Okay, now we got it to do app. So let's just test it out and say task 1, press enter. All right, it created it. That's good. We'll go task 2 and not click the add button this time. Very good. Let's see if we can complete it. Looks good. Uncomplete it. Can we delete it? Very good. All right, so far that looks good. Let's I'm going to bring up the so I just pressed command option and then I to open up my console over here. And what I want to do is go to application, and then I want to go to my local storage. Oops. And then I'm going to highlight this, and I'm just going to bring this out so I can kind of read this. Let's make this smaller. Okay, so let's create a new app and watch it appear here. So we'll go with task 3 and press enter. So we got the task 3 here, and it's saying that completed false. Let's just check it. And so now it's completed true. All right. And it deleted the task 2 that was there, or task 1. Okay, so task 1 was deleted. Good. So this seems to be working. Now, it did just build a front-end application. So we'll say I'm building the UI. And yeah, let's build the backend. So let's see. Now, this is a Node.js application. We can look at the server here, and we can look at all the files. Now, the node module is what is created based off of the package.json file. So the actual application is the server here, and then the front end is this client. So we can look at the application that was built for the client, which is what the front end is. And so now it's building the server backend. So let's see what it came up with. Node.js is now available, creating the development plan, initial project, created tasks for this epic ... So open and edit your development plan in the progress tab. So I'm done. Plan looks good. Let's just go ahead and start it. Starting the task 1. Do you want to execute the above task? So what is the above task? I'm done editing. Looks good. Implement a full stack to-do application with React front end, okay, and Express back end, okay, including user authentication. Wow, so it's going to do all this. Okay, so we got the CRUD operations, and that means CRUD is create, read, update, and delete. So this is dealing with the database here for to-dos. So, and then local storage persistence. So that's the local storage is what runs on your computer, and then this is all what's going to be running on the server side. So do you want to execute the above tasks? I say yes, and then we'll pause this because this will probably take a while. It's continuing to build this out, but I thought this tip was hilarious. Did you know that you can edit the code yourself? Okay, so it's finished up, and it really didn't take that long. This is pretty awesome. And so it says basically it's time to open the app, register a new user, log in, and then add a new to-do, toggle the to-do, delete, and then log out. So it did pop this up. So I haven't done anything yet, but so let's see. Welcome back. Enter your credentials to get started. So I don't see a way to register. There's no link. So let's go back and say, I'll say make a change. There is no way to register a user. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so it's asking me, do I accept these changes? So it's got a list here in the code. And so if I kind of open this up a little bit, it's adding these new features. So we'll say, do you accept these changes? Yes. Project specifications. So it's not showing me the changes in the code. It's asking me, do I accept? So basically, it has these different agents that go through and build this in a process. Reminds me of what Devon kind of showed back when it first came out, which was like the first of these that got real famous uh, several months back. But yeah, so it's got these agents that go through, and a lot of others do this. But this is impressive. This is really good. I'll go ahead and let it updating. We'll let it continue. Okay, so it is asking me to please check if the app is working. Let's go back to the app here. Nice. Now we have this little link here to register. So let's click here and let's just say, I don't know. We'll say Larry@email.com, and we'll just go test.123, create my account. All right, it's not showing. Let's go to console, see what's going on here. We're getting some errors, connection refused. So registration is not working. So let's go back, and there's an issue. Registration is not working. All right, we'll let it continue. I'll be back. So I'm continuing to go through and have it fix things, but I just wanted to show you what it does. So essentially, I will go through and test it, and then I will post the error. So I will go into the log, and when I log in or test it here, it'll give me some error logs in the console. So I'm basically copying this and then saying this is the issue, copy here, and then it'll go through and create these steps, and it says, oh, I see the issue now, and then it goes through and shows the code. So this is what it's doing. I will go ahead and test it. I'll be shocked if it actually works. I created this test.123. We'll sign in. Oh, well, here we are. Okay, so no to-dos yet. Well, maybe this is the magic time that it works. So task 1, we'll go ahead and click add. And of course not. So I'm going to pause the video and just continue adding these issues, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back, and I'm going to go ahead and test it. So I'll just put this test.23. I'll sign in. Hopefully it will fix it now. So task, that's created. We'll go task 2, and a lot of red is lighting up over there, so we'll see what's going on. Each child list should have a unique code. Okay, this is pretty, this is a React JS issue here, so it should be giving each child should list one. So this is not good, but that's not a big issue. So we can, so we're still having issues. I'll be back once it's working. All right, so it looks like it's fixed it now. So let's go ahead and just hopefully, let's see, log out worked. Let's go to registration. I'm going to register this user here. We'll just go test.123, create a user, create successfully. Let's log in. Let's do this one, test.123. We log in. Okay, good. So the to-dos from the other account are not showing up here. So let's go to do 1, press enter, it added it. Let's go to do 2, add it, to do 3. Very good. We can complete it, uncomplete it, doesn't work. That's fine. It's completed. It's completed. You're done. All right, so let's log out. We got, well, actually, let's add just, oh, well, we know that these are to do. So I'm curious if we log in as this user, test.123, and we have the different tasks here. So good, it's created users, it's saving it on your local storage, and in the database. You could continue, like if you want it to if when you click this, you want it to uncomplete, you could just go back to terminal, say I'm done testing, and then yes, this fixed the issue, or no, if you're having issues, and then you can just go and either say everything's working, make a change. So this is a pretty cool app, or add-on. So it's really good. I like the interface, the flow of it works. You just have to be patient with all of these, AIs. I mean, you just find issues, you feed it into it, and let it continue to debug it and fix it. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.